Hey, it's Smyth here, helping you successfully change careers so you can say goodbye to a job that's no longer right for you. Now, a little while ago, I posted this video over here in which I'm sharing some of the biggest misconceptions or myths about changing careers and finding work you love. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing a few more of those misconceptions because, let me tell you, there are so many misconceptions out there on how to find work you love, on changing careers, and I want to get all of those misconceptions out of the way because they don't help you to move forward and build that career that you're excited about, that you are proud of. So, if all of that sounds great, then be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell right next to it so you'll never have to miss any of my upcoming videos. So over the years, I've helped hundreds of corporate professionals successfully change careers, whether that's moving into a new industry or starting up their own businesses. And what I've realized and seen over these years is that so many of them had so many untrue and unhelpful beliefs about what it takes to change careers and what it takes to find work you love. These beliefs are obviously the misconceptions that I'll be sharing in this video. And these misconceptions are so ingrained in society that most people believe them to be true. And so it stops a lot of people in their tracks from moving forward, from being able to find work they love, from being able to change careers. So it's my hope that by sharing these misconceptions in this video, you'll be able to better navigate your career change because you'll be able to spot those unhelpful and untrue beliefs about changing careers and finding work you love. And that should drastically improve your chances of succeeding. Okay, so let's do this. Misconception number 1 is that finding work you love is somehow related to what you used to love doing when you were younger. Or even worse, what you wanted to become when you were a child. This approach where you focus on your younger years or your childhood to help you figure out what your passions are or what you should do next in your career is really confusing for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is because you evolve, you grow, you change over time. You're very different now than to when you were 5 years old or 10 years old. And so your interests and priorities have likely, just, tiny bit likely, but very likely, changed as well. Now, reason number 2 is that for most people, there's actually very little correlation between what they used to love doing when they were young as a child and what will bring them career satisfaction now. So let me explain. Let's say that you used to love drawing when you were a child. Does that then mean that you need to become an artist now? Well, no, of course not. Maybe, but doesn't mean that that will make you the happiest you could ever be in your career. Now, what this question, what did you used to love doing when you were a child, does do is it can give you some clues about the type of work or the type of work environment that might suit you. So if you used to love drawing and you used to love music and painting and all these kind of things, then there might be a clue that being in a creative work environment might really suit you. But please, don't use drawing or music or anything like that necessarily in a literal sense that you now need to become an artist or a musician. So instead of asking yourself, what did I used to love doing when I was a child? Ask yourself, what am I interested in right now? What do I care about right now? What am I curious about right now? If you want a little bit of help with that, then go check out this video. This is a career change brainstorm that I've created for you to help you figure out what career paths you could take next. Moving on to misconception number 2. Changing careers is about finding work you love. So you might notice that I put the emphasis, or at least try to put the emphasis on the word love there. And I did that for a reason. Reason being is that, yes, when you're changing careers, finding work you love is important, but it's not the only part of the equation. It's not the be-all and end-all. Because I bet that you're not looking for a new job or to find work that you love, but that requires you to work 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week, or even hundreds of hours a week, that prevent you to live a life, that prevents you from having a life outside of work. Nor do I think that you're looking to find work you love and that you can only be mediocre in. Yes, you want to do something that you love, but you also want to be able to excel in it. And you probably want to be able to have a life outside of work as well. For most people, when they change careers, it's about much bigger. It's about much more than just finding work you love. It's about building a life that works for you. It's about building a career that aligns much better with how you want to live your life. A career change is about finding something that you're interested in, finding something that you care about, and finding that's something that you can be good at. That's something that you can excel in. Because if you can find that something that you're good at, if you can find that something that you can excel in, then you can work your way up the ladder or can progress quite quickly. And that gives you the time, freedom, resources to do other things with your life as well. So you don't become a slave to your work. So if you are looking at just finding work that you love, but that's it, then you're missing an important part of the equation. Don't change careers, do something that you love, but then end up struggling to make a living of it. Now, here's the million-dollar question. How do you then find work that you love, care about, and that you can excel in? Now, this is where the brilliant James Clear comes into play. James Clear is the author of Atomic Habits. If you haven't read that book yet, then make sure you go read it because it is so brilliant. And in this book, James Clear poses the question, what things come easy to you but are a chore to others? Now, if you do the career change brainstorm that I referred to on earlier in this video and you answer this question by James Clear, then you're onto a winner. All right, moving on to misconception number 3. If you don't love your job, you're doing something wrong. Now, you might be surprised to hear that one coming from me because aren't I here to help you find a job you love? Well, yes, but hear me out. Your job is one aspect of your life. Your career is one aspect of your life. And there are many other aspects of your life that can bring you fulfillment and purpose and meaning. And it's an awful lot of pressure to put on your job or put on your career to say, well, that always has to be the thing that gives me meaning, that gives me purpose, that gives me that satisfaction. That's a bit like having a friend and expecting that that one friend can provide everything for you. That's the friend that you go out with. That's the friend that you go on holidays with. That's the friend that you go hiking with, do yoga with, have great conversations with. You have multiple friends, and I'm thinking if you're anything like me, then you have different friends with whom you do different things. What I'm trying to say here is that your job or your career doesn't always have to be the source or the source of purpose, of meaning, of satisfaction. It is okay to sometimes be in a job and just be in that job so you can pay the bills, so you can figure out your next steps, so you can build your side hustle. Or maybe you're in a job that you actually do not hate, you're in an industry that you do not loathe, but there is something else that you have been yearning to do. Maybe it is something creative, like writing, and you're wondering if you can make a career out of that, if you can actually make a living of that. It's okay to say, well, actually, I do not hate my job. I do not hate the company I work for. I do not hate the industry I'm in. And I'm going to pursue writing as a passion project, something that I do on the side that gives me tremendous amounts of satisfaction and joy. And if it turns into something bigger, then amazing, great. But if it doesn't, then that's fine too. You can compartmentalize your life and your career, if you like. So please take the pressure off your career. Be kind to your career and don't expect it to be your be-all and end-all 100% of the time. So I hope that you found this helpful and that by sharing some of these misconceptions about changing careers, finding what you love, we've moved some stuff out of the way so you can actually move forward and build that career that you love. Now, before you go, I recommend you check out my career change quiz right here, which helps you to figure out in which stage of the career change process you are, because every stage of the career change process has its own steps that you need to take. And by taking this quiz, you will figure out which stage you're in and what steps you need to take as a result. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it and hit that subscribe button so you'll never have to miss any of my upcoming videos. Bye!